but still way below freezing, but not below zero. Prime time is going to be like 10 above 0 Fahrenheit. Southeast wind 2 miles an hour. And then as it gets later, 5 o'clock is going to be east northeast, east or east southeast. Perfect conditions for the stand that we're going to go hunt tonight. And one thing I want to elaborate on: as the colder it gets, your scent doesn't become quite as critical, because your body temperature is rising. And if you're in a tree stand 15-20 feet up in the air, it's not even getting to the ground. And if all you have to do is just go out and look at a chimney or smokestack or anything that has a heat source, especially in these winds, the exhaust will be going, the heat will be rising straight up, because that's what heat does. So you don't get an opportunity to hunt in these dry, cold conditions, and when you do, you'll notice quite a difference in the ability of the white-tailed deer to smell you, because, like I say, your scent is going up already, and so that's a good thing. But like I say, you got to persevere through the cold temperatures. So we seen those 8 bucks last night. I know there's a couple bigger ones than that, but we'll just have to see what fate has in store. I just got some pee on that arrow, and when I shoot it down there, well, I want the deer to clear right on that cross down there. Oh, here we go. I learned my lesson about getting too much pee on your arrow and getting a golden shower. So you just pee a little in there, shake it off, let it drip back in your urinal. That way when the arrow goes off, you get a whole lot less pee in your face. Let's see where we go. There we go. Hopefully if the deer come by, they'll stop and smell that. Like I say, human pee doesn't bother deer at all. Yeah, this is a real warm night. It's about 10 degrees with no wind. And if any wind, it's starting to come out of the southeast, which is going to make the wind coming right into my face on this. That's why it's so critical to have a multitude of setups already set up, because you're not going to go out there and do that in the harsh winter, trying to set tree stands up when it's below 0. But anyhow, let's sit back. We got about, well, we're early today, so we got a good 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock, 2.5. We got almost 3 hours of set time. So, and it's comfortable today, so let's get it on. And you notice those bucks last night, they were all the same age class, about 2.5-year-olds. And I'm not shooting 2.5-year-old deer, because how you expect them to get to be 3.5? And it's not that important. I'm not out here hunting for meat. And very few people, if any, that I know actually are hunting for meat. They're hunting for recreation, and that's what I'm doing. It's good exercise, plus I get to learn that much more about deer. And you, as a recipient, get to learn right along with me. So, let's get at it. One other tip. Here in Iowa, you can hunt a half hour after sunset. Legal sunset tonight is at 5 o'clock. So that'll give us clear to 5:30. That's nice to know. You want to know that wherever you hunt. That way you can hunt the entire hunt. So that's it. Let's get it on. Around the dying, I hope heaven if I make it there, which is highly doubtful. I hope it looks just like this. Not an overcrowded retirement center of old people. Pure white. And nobody around. Because it don't get no better than this. Total solitude. That arrow down there with that P on it, that deer stayed there quite a while. Didn't turn inside out or anything. Gave you all kinds of time to shoot it. Human P, the freest urine that you're going to get. Unless you drink Starbucks, then that's some pretty expensive pee. Well, you can tell it's going to be a whole lot different weather. It's only going to be 10 degrees, northeast wind at 5. On the 5th day of January 2018, and as we come down here, you can notice that the sunsets at 4:59. And this article over here out of an old magazine that I had from years past with a hunter named Judd Cooney sort of sums it up. He said trip, and I put season on there years ago, and that's the fact. Don't get any more plainer than that, especially this late in the deer season. So it was how Judd Cooney seen it years ago, and still that way, regardless of the equipment, broadhead, or whatever. It all comes down to that. So let's go to the field. Northeast wind, sunny day. I wish it would have been I wish it would have been cloudy, but that's not how it is. Okay, the wind's coming directly in our face. Got that trail down there. It's about 25 yards. Now I got a trail right there. It's about 10. And then we got a northeast. There's a couple trails out that way. Deer can come from that direction, or they can come from that direction. Either way, we got the wind in our face. So let's sit back and see what unfolds. Well, here we are on January 6th. We're going to be warmed up a little bit. We're going to have southeast wind at 4 o'clock, which is going to be good at 11 miles an hour. Real good wind. And over here, we're going to have sunset at 5 p.m. So that's going to allow us to hunt clear to 5:30 this evening. So we'll get out, and deer probably ain't going to move until later now. Time to know, and it's really a good mental thing to know what you're going to have at these deals. Now it's going to be sunny, so So I think the deer will hold up until it gets a little darker because it's awful bright out, but that's my opinion. So let's get to the tree stand on January 6th. What you're looking at is the effects of going in there and mowing all that multiflower rose out. Now, what I think we've got going is it's a little open, but as I pan down here, there's a bed. The bed over there, bed back there. I can see several beds where the leaves have been pawed out and where have been melted down. So they've been laying in there. Lots and lots of track. Well, as I pan around here, you're going to see a lot of deer tracks. But as you've seen so far this year, tracks and racks are two different things. So it takes a long time to shoot that 150 incher. And if it's not today, maybe it's tomorrow. But it's not the half hour that you set. It's the minute, the next minute that it's going to happen in. So like I said, tracks and racks are two different things. And as you can see, there's a lot of tracks on that field. But so far it hasn't added up to any racks for me. But that's hunting. And that's the way hunting is supposed to be. Challenging. It'll test you mentally, physically, financially, time-wise, you name it. You're going to be tested. And then if you get lucky and you harvest a buck of the one size that you've hunted for, then it will make it just that much better a trophy. Not that any deer with a bow is not a trophy, but as you get older, you raise your standards, and that's just normal. Okay, here we go. It's considerably warmer than it's been for the last week, 10 days. So let's go see what warm weather brings us. Like, what is that? 35 degrees. Oh man, summer's here. About 34, 35 degrees right now. A whole lot warmer than it's been. Hunt that X down there. Maybe something will come down through there, who knows. Well, I just shot an arrow down there. The only problem was I didn't have the camera turned on. You know, stuff like that's going to happen to you the longer you stay in the field. But anyhow, we got an arrow right down there in the middle of that X down there. So all we can do is sit back and see what happens. Well, that's a pretty good trail right there. And it's coming up, all the way up. There it is right there. So. Oh, ain't that nice. Ain't that nice. Well, it's nice to know that somebody else is in the woods. That shot was 10-3. Lord only knows what it was. But that shot going off, I didn't see any deer run this way. But definitely ain't gonna come from the way I thought. The challenge is of shooting a 150-inch deer, even though it's on your property. What you might have been hunting might be dead right now. So it's 10-3, and I'm gonna get back down, and I'm gonna move to a different tree stand. Because I ain't gonna sit up here and have that on my mind. So it's time to move. Here's something real interesting. There's the cabin. Got one bed, 2 beds, 3 beds, possibly 4 right there. 5 beds, 6 beds, 7 beds, 8 beds, 9, 10, 11, 12. Like I say, right there's the cabin. Yeah, they knew where to bed down at. Wow. Look at those temperatures. 41 degrees. That's a big difference in just a few days. Well, we got to get going earlier today because I got to hang a tree stand. Yeah, that's right. January 8th, late season, hanging a tree stand. I won't do any talking down here on stand because when I get down there, I'm down there for a short while and I don't want to disturb anything because it's a long walk back there. And I would be walking close to a mile to get back in there, and hopefully I can get undetected. So 3 o'clock is going to be 41. It's going to be above freezing basically the whole time I'm on stand. That's like 41. 41. That's springtime. Anyhow, let's get to the stand, get the stand hung, and see what materializes. Well, here we are, the 9th of January, and we're talking 43 degrees, 4 p.m. southeast wind. I know where I'm going. Stand will be good. Big difference in last week. Last night, I had a domino effect. I just bought this camera holder, get it to the tree stand, and this apparatus here snapped completely off. Just, I don't know, cheap plastic or something. Got 5 of them. Never had any problem with them, but you know, there's always a new one that can break. The box had a big dent in it when I picked it up, and I probably should have just left it in the store, but anyhow, I couldn't move the camera last night, so that's why I had to jury rig this up on there. All you could see was out in front of the cedar tree I was in. Had several does come up all around. They were feeding on hedge apples. Really, they started feeding like 3:30, but I couldn't move the camera because I had it tied on with my haul line that I pull up I cut a piece of it off and tied this apparatus onto this apparatus on my camera. And so, needless to say, I didn't get much footage last night, and there was a lot of does out there, but no bucks. So, and I was on a different farm, so anyhow, like I said, that was on the 8th, and here we are on the 9th, and man, that's almost tropical weather now. Well, you definitely can see that deer trail now. I got a southeast wind coming right in my face. And all you do is sit back and see what unfolds. I do know one thing. The longer you stay in the field, the more mistakes and the more things that can go wrong. Cameras breaking, leaving your tab in the truck, people shooting off to the east of you. Oh yeah. Takes a lot to keep on keeping on. Never seen a deer. 9th day of January, and it warmed up to probably 44 degrees today. And it was warm last night, got down like 22. So the deer react differently because they're not under stress right now, and they've ate up, and they'll be moving it dark, but they don't need to feed early, so. We got about 2.5 more hours tomorrow night. That'll wrap it up.